Hello and welcome, Rocket League fans. We are here and we are live. FBI Tugboat here with my man Soy Sauce. We got these little EGFH, Electronic Gaming Federation H. That's high school action coming at you. A lot of Rocket League here on the day, Soy.
Yeah, it should be a fantastic one. And to kick off our day, we've got Pennsbury High School, the Falcon Syndicate, going up against the Palm Beach Lakes Retro Rams 2. A battle really for second overall in the standings of this Group 5 Atlantic Conference.
Yes, you guys can check out that. That is over on the tournament link and whatnot. That is posted within the Discord. You can find it on the website. You can find it on the Twitter. But yes, the 3-0 Pennsbury Syndicate gonna be hopping right into this one on the day. The PBL Retro Rams as the Palm Beach Lake Retro Rams. Soy Sauce, you and I have gotten the absolute unmitigated pleasure of casting this Retro Ram squad before. This is Group 5 as well. If you guys go onto the website, and like you just said, this is for that clear cut. Now, the Rockford version 1.1, they're 4-0. There's no touch in that squad right now. Like I said, number 2 seed, and who it's going to be. Right now, it's the Pennsbury Syndicate, which does sound like a video game like Assassin's Cult, which I'm all about, right? Retro Rams, especially with the Z's, love that as well. We'll talk more about these names as we hop into this one. But we're about all ready to get this one started here in just a second. Again, this is the Falcons versus the Retro Rams. Let's get this one going. Retro Rams right side looking to improve to a 3-1 and also looking to give that on over to that Pennsbury Syndicate. Pennsbury Syndicate looking to go 4-0 right now and actually go forth and be contentious with that Rockford Virgin 1.0. What is that? That's the Rockford Rams as well, isn't it?
Yeah, Rockford High School, I believe, has the overall seed or the number one seed right now, and that schedule is going to be really impactful for both of these
Oh,
schools
you know
because
what?
obviously they've looked great, so far through the regular season, but they both get Rockford version 1.1 in the final 2 weeks, right? That's the next two games. So coming into this one, gotta play strong, and then coming into the next 2 weeks, going to be a difficult matchup.
100%. Now, this is worth noting as well. Rockford Rams taking themselves a couple of wins here. They also, one of their wins is a forfeit right here. Yes, that was against the Ferris Bulldogs, week number 3 there, unfortunately. Whatever happened, took a forfeit right there. They didn't follow it up with a forfeit loss. So it's just been a little bit of time since this PBL Retro Rams squad has gone forth, done battle under the bright lights of the stream and everything else right there. We'll be hopping into this best of 5 here in just a second. Standard rules right here. Nothing crazy, Soy Sauce. Just standard Rocket League coming on in here on the day. Now, folks, in case you tuned in thinking you're just going to get one little best of 5, little one and done of Rocket League, I got some news for you. EGFH has, but this is the first of 4 high school games on the stream here today. We got a metric boatload of collegiate Rocket League going on down on the other EGF channels. Guys, if you like Rocket League, you like little fly. Oh my goodness, that is about as eclipsed as one can get. Excuse me. I need to finish introducing this and just hop right on into it. Guys, there's a lot of Rocket League on today. That's what I'm trying to say.
A ton of Rocket League to be played, and we are underway here as they're going to try and move this ball forward as the Retro Rams, they are in the orange, Pennsbury in the blue. And we've seen both of these squads a couple of times make some decent postseason runs in the past, but here they got to contest for that second overall seeding here. Unable Lime trying to move forward. They get a demo here moving this ball up. Maybe a chance at a pass on the infield, but no one able to follow up off the back of it.
Ooh, Aerugs right there, trying to get a last little touch on this one. Try and make that one in. Not going to happen. Unable Lime. Oh, nicely done. The stop and drop right there. A little bouncing play. And this is Pennsbury going to strike first. Talking about always got to rank the player names. I got to say, Simply Eraser, kind of a classic. Bien Sazanazo. Nope. Sazoneo. I'm not 100% sure about that one. I know that I'm mispronouncing it. I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry. Roverings just sounds cool, but I got to go with Unable Lime. As my original tag was Sinless Tugboat, I will always go for like the super weird, like nonsensical names. So, Unable Lime, you got my vote for coolest name in lobby. Oh my goodness.
It's
There
close.
it
The
is.
rebound's going to get punched in. Sazanao, I believe,
Sazanao.
is going to be the player to punch this one in. Simply Eraser, look at that shot right off the post, beating the defender, and Sazanao able to just tap in the rebound. But Pennsbury flying around right now, making plays in the Retro Rams defense, getting caught a little off guard by a couple of these touches. They've got to find a way to make an offensive push here. They lose control, though, and that means that the ball is headed the other way.
It's a fair statement there, Soy. Got to maintain possession both sides of this pitch, but as it is, Pennsbury dial up Progressive, dial up State Farm, maybe even some General, Call up Jake over there at State Farm. And guys, these aren't sponsors, actually. This is just a really long form and dumb thing that I say about insurance goals. Insurance goals, the 2-0 lead right here, which is so much easier to dissolve when it's just that one, when it's just that one score lead.
Yeah, absolutely the case. Oh, good clear here. Race for the open net, but I believe that's Crisp going to be able to move that one out. But the pass infield, my goodness. Pennsbury doing such a good job of making sure this ball doesn't get kind of slowed down in this corner. These infield passes are just so dangerous right now. Arugs actually ends up centering it on his own net, but they're going to be able to clear that ball away for the moment. Roverings turns back. Unable Lime's shot is denied, and they'll have to regroup and make this push back upfield. But Pennsbury just doing such a clean job of executing a lot of these touches and making sure that their offense just continues to rotate. Really no disruptions coming through either.
Unable Lime with the Lime tag. Got a teammate with the Lime tag as well. Gonna have to figure that one out. I color me curious, right? Got to figure that one out. If there's an inside joke, something funny going on, Tugboat's got to know. Otherwise, I get uneasy, get gassy. Any ideas here, Soy Sauce?
No, not at the moment. Oh,
Okay.
good challenge. That's going to kick out. Oh, Simply Eraser's in a bad spot here. But look again, positionally, Pennsbury just in a very solid spot to continue to keep this ball in the orange half. Arugs is not going to be able to find a touch here, but he will pick up the boost. Decent chance, pass in front. But again, third man in, Arugs just a little too slow to the play. Well, that was a good offensive push, but feels like that follow-up chance is going to take the full rotation for the Retro Rams to get that offensive push. And they're not going to be able to find the touch here. Unable Lime going to score from a distance and punish.
Unable Lime is quite able to putting up the 3-0 big 30 right here. And I'm not talking about rappers. 65 seconds left in this game number one as Pennsbury has done a little bit more, than just the insurance goal. Third one, almost a kickoff as well. If I'm Palm Beach Lake Retro Rams here, right side pink or in the orange, then I'm thinking about this game number two.
Yeah, with only a minute left, and it's been one of those games where Pennsbury, the quality of chances is just higher right now. You look at the pushes that the Retro Rams have had, and it's just not been a quite clean finishing touch on a lot of these offensive chances. They might have another one here in transition off the midfield misplay. Arugs and company can't get back in time, and Simply Eraser puts in a fourth.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be the nail in the coffin right here. Simply Eraser putting up, I believe, their second 4-0 right now, 30 seconds to go. What we're looking at right now is a Retro Rams squad that just wants to get one for the road. Get a doggy bag, put it in the fridge, forget about it for 2.5 weeks, and feel bad about yourself for buying more food. No?
Sorry, I was looking.
So
away
you're
for
giving
something.
me absolutely nothing today. I hate it, dude. I hate it here.
I'm so sorry. Listen, I'm off to a slow start today. I'll be honest.
You're good. You're good.
This first one is going to be done and dusted, and the Sour Limes are going to pick up game one of this series here. So put one on the board against the Retro Rams. The Sour Limes, I was thinking about this. This is a squad that is very, very, very experienced. I mean, we've seen this team make top 8 of the EGFH national bracket in previous seasons. So the players very experienced and seemingly picking up right where they left off now.
Yeah, this is just unmitigated success right now. And I got to say, if you if you give us kind of like a look into the first 30 seconds of this game and just how close like that ultimately was, that what I'm looking at is this game that I never would have predicted would have gone down 4-0. At least Palm Beach getting like really physical towards the end and at least finding one. I could have predicted 3-1 even. But if you ask me which team was going to put up the 3 and which team was going to put up the 1, that'd have been hard to do. Hopping right back into this one, game number 2, Pennsbury out here. It's in Pennsylvania, folks, right outside of New Jersey. Just like so close to Jersey, you can touch it.
Okay, so we are getting word that Pennsbury is the sour limes.
The sour limes. Most limes
yeah.
I know are sour.
And yeah, okay, that I was gonna say that's what was throwing me off. I'm like, these names look very familiar, but not on Pennsbury. And so I'm so sorry about that. But yeah,
No, totally cool. Totally cool. They
these
told us the syndicate. Maybe they were just trying to sound really cool.
yeah. As yeah, Pennsbury looking to try and get another offensive push here. Retro Rams in a bit of a bind here. Demo comes through. Air Rugs, though, with control, only for a moment, though. Unable Lime able to move this ball forward. And that's one of the things I remember specifically about this about this Sour Lime squad was their defense was immaculate in their runs in the postseason. In particular, against the defending champs Lake Whales, they were able to hold them to a 1-goal game, and that is an offense that just is known for putting up double-digit score lines. Like that is an impressive stint, and the Sour Lime seemingly looking even better here, getting that shutout in game 1. A chance here, but up early to stop that one is again unable Lime, and his positioning overall very, very solid. That's a double commit coming through though, and a chance. Double. Ooh, but unable Lime with a kick out to the side is going to buy his team enough time.
That's a big double, and I'm not talking about In-N-Out burgers right here, soy sauce. back down bottom. There we go. We're alive. There's the second hit, but that's actually going to be top bar and outskis. Who'd have guessed it? Who'd have guessed it? Palm Beach Lake. I don't know. Maybe they stepped on a crack. Maybe they walked in front of a black cat, or walked under a ladder. Spilled salt, didn't throw it over his shoulder. What are some other unlucky things in this weird world of ours, Salia?
Walked under a ladder. Maybe dropped a mirror. You know,
dropping mirrors. Yeah, breaking mirrors. 7 years. 7 years is a good one. That's a good one.
Maybe they just aren't Irish because St. Patrick's Day is coming up.
It's a very good point. Watch out, folks. You better don that green, or I will pinch you. I'll come to your town and I'll pinch you. I'm telling you. Taking Jordan Fitzpatrick here. I take St. Patrick's Day very seriously as somebody who's never ever once been to Ireland.
I'd like to go to Ireland. Seems like a lovely place.
I'd absolutely love to. I'm just saying, I am American as American gets, right? Like my like my father's father, all that. Yeah, all American. Like we have Irish roots, but American throughout.
Ooh, decent dribble there from Unable Lime, but just too many bodies in his way. Unable Lime has to move this ball back. Simply Eraser with a decent follow up here, but Rovering's going to cover it. Still no score, and we're well into game number 2 here. So the Retro Rams playing very solid defense. They've given up a couple of chances, but the biggest key, again, no double commits, just solid rotation, and no disruptions either. No bumps, no demos from the Sour Limes. So everyone just kind of playing to not make a mistake here.
Yeah, that's entirely wow. Okay, excuse me. Unable Lime for the Sour Limes with some really fancy footwork right there. Sets up, or Simply Eraser, excuse me, sets up Unable Lime all day long. 93 seconds into this, and that's going to be the Sour Lime striking first.
And gets up so quick to that ball. And right as I was saying, playing to not make a mistake, right? That touch comes through. It's such a harsh 50 to kick out into the midfield. And Unable Lime, who's had such great positioning all day today, again, finding themselves in the right place at the right time and able to block that one out. Not able to find a clean read off the wall there. And now the Retro Rams, they are in a bit of a pickle here as they're once again on the defensive push and they need to find a way to score a goal in the next minute.
Yeah, I mean, the good news is we hit triple zeros up top. This will still be an opportunity that Palm Beach Lake will come back, push this into OT. As it is, though, we're staring down the barrel of about 10 minutes right now. No scores on boards for Palm Beach Lake. Of course, again, folks, it is not for lack of trying. Double-double, okay, BN. That's going to be good that they get up to this one. Somebody does. Unable Lime. Going to be able to skip on out to the left side. Still an advantage right here. I don't think the Sour Limes realize how precarious their position is. There's a shot over. Oh my goodness. Simply Eraser. Talking about erasing hopes and dreams. The minds of this Palm Beach Lake squad from the Retro Rams. There's a big shot and even better redirect. Now this is beaten feet down the other way. That's a pretty good centering shot. Roverings up, Roverings and Roverings over for Erugs. And Erugs for the Palm Beach Lake squad tie this one back up. Their only goal of 10 minutes at 3 seconds to go here.
Clutch time for the Rams. They find a huge opening, like you mentioned. Erasing that first opportunity led to a counterattack, but the Limes couldn't put it home, and then it becomes a 2v2, and they're able to find the one passing lane that converts into their first goal of this series, and what a timely one at that to get us into our first overtime of the day.
I am with it. I am with it. If you ever ask me if I like, what character traits I like of people, I like overtimes. How about that? How about that?
Oh, that's a
Nice.
chance though from unable line from distance, and the follow up is there, but it's touched out to the side. And again, the Limes able to kind of stretch the field and make these plays, and off the backboard, it's
Wow.
going to be unable Lime to tap in the second and the overtime winner.
Yeah, 30 seconds after this one, Palm Beach Lake get their only score when it matters most. I mean, you got to pick between a game one, a game one 4-0, a game two that comes down to a one score difference in the last couple of seconds here. Soy sauce, you can guarantee where I'm going to choose to place my solo goal, and that's in that game number two with a tying situation. Now the salty limes, the Sour Limes going to be able to come in to this game number three, at least with the, the Retro Rams going to be able to come into this game number three with at least a little bit of something, a little bit of a new hope, right? And I'm not talking about Star Wars. This is an opportunity here to push it all the way in. Of course, now down to 0, this is requiring to get that broom out the closet, get that reverse sweep going if they're going to take this serious, soy sauce.
Yeah, and it
Also,
starts with yeah. Go ahead.
is your name spelled with an S? Soy sauce?
No.
Okay, all right. I saw that a little bit earlier, and I was wondering if you mixed it up on me. But no, all good. Our wonderful production staff is helping us out. There's a lot to be done. It's a solo job right here, and he's not even handling tambourines. Okay.
Oh my goodness! Again, another early start here for the Limes, and the early offensive push. I was gonna say the key for the Rams into this one to get that reverse sweep kind of started. They need to get off to a strong start here, but already the aerial presence is on point for the Sour Limes, and guess who? Unable Lime with another aerial off the backboard.
Wow. Yeah, this one's set up by Simply Eraser again. Feeling like a broken record out here, Soy. Simply Eraser into Unable Lime. That is the call that has yielded points for the Sour Limes so many times before.
Yeah, Unable Lime just continually putting themselves in positions to play the ball, and it to me they feel like a Troy Polamalu, like a ball hawk. They just continue to find themselves in the right place at the right time and just have solid reads, and just continue to call their number here in this series and really all season, right? The Sour Limes a fantastic start, and he's a huge part of the reason why.
Huge part. Gotta agree. Crisp up. That was the Limes looking rather dangerous. That's another man, oh man. So Unable Lime. You gotta help out the squad right there, right? That was way too fast and loud to make anything happen truly. Simply Eraser's been setting up Unable Lime so far on the day. I don't count that high, folks. Don't even know how many times.
Roverings with a bit of a misplay, which means Airrugs is going to have to sweep over into this corner. That's dangerous in front. Simply Eraser with the shot gone wide. Roverings unable to make a play here. One down in front, and that one's going to be denied again. Seza now, no touch coming through. A chance at a counterattack, but they don't find the touch. Now a chance for Crisp. Can he beat Unable Lime? No. Unable Lime able to muscle that one out with the help of his teammates as well. A demo comes through, but the flick is denied. Simply Eraser doesn't find the touch of the backboard, and Air Rugs is there to punish, and it's once again tied at 1.
Crazy stuff. Gotta say, Palm Beach Lake, the Retro Rams right here. When the opportunities unfold, they answer the call. Easy peasy. Now, about 3 minutes left in this game. No real lead. 0-0, 10-10. Doesn't matter. Score difference is nada, is nil, as our friends across the pond would say.
And still, oh, wait, dangerous
Oh
in front.
boy.
What a
Oh
pass.
boy.
And somehow that one finds its way through. Seza now going to be the benefactor of it. But this is all off a steal. And just the power behind the touch is enough to find Bien Seza now.
Yeah, that's like robbing somebody out of a bank, then going right inside that same bank and depositing their money into your account. Insane. Insane. Huge takeaway right there, right in front of goalpost. That's going to be enough. Simply Eraser getting a little getting a little help from his friend to reposition on that. That's what we'll call it.
Ooh. Chip forward, going to be denied. And right now, you're looking for another opportunity to counterattack. Oh, that was a chance in front, but that play shut down. I believe it was simply Eraser getting in front of that play. And Palm Beach, the Retro Rams, they're looking for any kind of opening here through the midfield to kind of gain that offensive pressure once more, because it feels like, again, for the Rams, it's been very one and done for their offensive cycle, whereas the Limes, they just continue to press.
Ooh.
Is that enough speed? No. Crisp able to dive back and make that save.
Who'd have guessed it that you could say, is that enough speed? No, it's not. Who'd have guessed that you could have said that about this Sour Lime squad and to be accurate? But you're 100% right there, Soy. A lot of times these high school players find themselves in positions, in games, 5-minute games, where they just simply go way too fast. You know, like it's all fast, loud, in your face. At the end of the day, a lot of times that low and slow blow is going to land and find yourself an advantage here within the great game of Rocket League. 100 seconds to go here. Palm Beach Lake Retro Rams. It's a scary situation. Down 2-0 in the series, down 2-1 in the game. Simply Eraser is still here as well. And Unable Line has been racketing into your backboard. Uh, 8 times so far across these 3 games. And this one ain't done yet.
Yeah, it's still time here. Ooh, Seza now with a chance, but not the best of angles. Still a wide shot coming through. Save is made. I believe that was Chris get in front of that one again. Air Rugs, no boost, and now you're seeing the Limes get physical. But you were talking about the speed, and it feels like, again, there's a little bit of over eagerness to make some of these plays, but Roverings is a good save. And positionally, again, the Limes, right place, right time. A chance at a follow-up here, and the bouncer is going to find its way through. Bien Seza now with another.
We saw a little bit of volleyball action in 000s earlier. We see Bien Sazonao. I think I'm saying that right. Little dribble action, little basketball coming in. That's going to ring true. The insurance goal has been purchased. Jake approves it. Nice hit play, sets it up. Unable Lime can't quite strike payload on this one. But that was simply Eraser still setting this one up. That was a really close angle, as it is. Retro Rams looking to head this one on in. Pass Unable Limes broken up. Another hit. Unable Limes actually keeps BN from having any sort of good angle at this one. Not that the Sour Limes technically need it right now, though.
A very solid lead, especially with the defense being pressed back the way they are. Short time remaining here, and simply Eraser on another air dribble. This is a double tap pass in front, and Unable Lime is there with the brace. A second double for him, and now it's a 4-1 lead.
Yeah, the 4-0 in game 1, and now the 4-1 here. About 15 seconds left. Game number 3 is seeming like they are more the standard, and the 2-1 overtime nail biting barn burner in game number 2 is more like the outlier. Technically enough time to score here and tie it up, but now there is not. So, Palm Beach Lake Retro Rams gonna be knocked on out of this one. This is a 3-0 as Pennsbury out of Pennsylvania gonna be improving to 4-0 on the day. There's another one to go. Another 5-score difference. No, excuse me. Another 4-score difference. No, 7 years ago here between Pennsbury, Sour Limes, Palm Beach, Lake Retro Rams. Not for lack of trying. Again, that game number 2 was rather flashy, rather close right there, but there's all for naught, unfortunately. Outscored at a ratio of 11-2 right here.
Yeah, unfortunate for the Rams because we know this team can put up some great offensive numbers, but the defense, once again, of the Sour Limes just so clean this week, right? Just continually right place, right time. And how many times did they get stuffed out of the midfield? It just felt like every booming clear they went for, there was a member of the Sour Limes ready to respond to it with boost. And Unable Lime, again, what a series from them. They were everywhere, just continually wreaking havoc in the Palm Beach Lakes defensive end.
We can wreaking havoc. I'm telling you, folks, this was Palm Beach, or this was Pennsbury, excuse me, pretty much in the driver's seat entirety of this matchup. If I'm gonna get like a little bit negative about Palm Beach Lake, I gotta say it didn't seem like they really changed up their game plan like at all. You know, you go from a 4-0 into a 2-1. There's like some little changes, and they're getting a little bit more like confident within themselves, perhaps. But when you're talking about like game plan and whatnot, really not a whole lot of difference. And again, it's a classic caster thing to say at this point because it's common sense. 1 + 1 = 2. Sky is blue, water wet, and Rocket League teams should get physical when they're down 2-0 in a series. It's as simple as that, folks. It's as simple as that. It's a classic trick, can be used, and you call it a trick, but it's really not even that hard, right? I don't know. Coming up next here, going to be the Kings versus Taunton. Yes, Taunton coming up next for the second EGFH Rocket League matchup coming for you here on the day. There'll be a Rocket League, high school-wise 3 and 4. You'll see me. You'll see Soy, I believe, as well over on EGFC, the Collegiate Rocket League, a little bit later today. But basically, folks, there's a lot of Rocket League here on the day. There's going to be a schedule coming up right here. There's everything that a growing Rocket League fan could want. So stay tuned right here, and we'll be back with you after a short break. Hello and welcome back, folks. A second helping here of the EGFH Little High School Rocket League action is now coming at you. I'm FBI Tugboat here with Soy Sauce, and we got the Kings squad. That is the Kings Park High School squad out of New York, taking on the Taunton Tigers, a 3,000 student public high school out of Massachusetts.
Yeah, it should be a fun one. Similar to our first match of the day. Again, it's kind of that battle for second overall in the standings. So an important game for both of these schools, and two schools that I haven't really had the chance to cover. So I'm excited to see how these schools kind of put their signature on a stream like this.
It's entirely fair. The other thing to really pay attention to here is that Taunton has played the JMHS High School Knights, or the JM High School Knights, and they did lose their 3-0. So like you said, this is really a contention for second seed in every way, shape, and form. Just run through these teams' records thus far. Kings Park comes out huge 3-0 over the JMSA Atomic Knights, not the JMHS Knights. That followed that one up. Longwood actually gets put down by Kings Park as well. Followed it up with IECGG. They gave Kings Park a little bit of that 3-0 helping. Now the Taunton Bali Tigers, taking a look at this one, Longwood starts this one off. Both of these teams have 3-0 Longwood, so not a whole lot to really glean from this. Follow this one up, the Shaw Cardinals Rocket League squad. They actually had to forfeit a match between with the Taunton Bali Tigers right there. Obviously, these are scholastic leagues, and there are priorities and stuff like that. Spring break, stuff like this, just just came, so not 100% sure what happened there, but had to get that one done. And then again, the Taunton Bali Tigers actually played the Knights last week. It was 3-0 for the Knights as they were able to just stampede over the Tigers there. Now, game 4 right here. One of these teams will end up 2-2. One of these teams will end up 3-1. I am fraught to try and decide or predict who will be which.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see because, like you said, the information is similar in some places, but it doesn't really leave a whole lot to kind of justify a guess. I mean, it's very difficult to try and see who's going to come out on top, but it tells me that in a series like this where there's a lot of X factors, getting that early lead, getting off to a good start is a big key in this series. So we'll have to see how these two teams played out.
Yes, that we will. 5-minute Rocket League games. Let's just hope that there's more of like that game 2 there, right, between Pennsbury and Palm Beach Lake. That like close 2-1 overtime action right there, and a little bit less of the 4-0s and whatnot. As we go on into this one, taking the pitch here soon, Taunton Tigers and the Kings squad. They'll be looking to either improve or drop down to that like even batting record, right? That even 500, which no one wants to do later on in the series. Just talking about that, IECGG right there with a 2-0. IECGG hasn't played their third match quite yet. The Boonton E-Bombers only 1-1 as of right now, haven't played their third match yet. So there's still some pretty good teams are right hot on the heels of both of these squads coming on into a week 4 matchup that really decides the seeding.
Yeah, and for the overall standings, right? It's not the end of the world by any means if you're in that middle of the pack, but it does mean that for the postseason, which is really right around the corner at this point, your run becomes so much more difficult if you can't find a win here or there in the series, right? So every single game matters, every single series matters, and both these teams at this point in the season, you're starting to kind of treat it like the playoffs or trying to warm up to that playoff caliber. So a lot of emphasis on these teams, and they're going to be put under the spotlight this series.
Yeah, definitely will be. We'll be examining and scrutinizing these two teams as they come in. The one thing we kind of saw a little bit of a lack of from one of the squads earlier was the lack of infield passes and kind of cohesion. We saw plenty of double commits as well on this one. I'm thinking the 2-2-1 squads coming into this one are just going to be a little bit better coordinated. Also, this is not the first match of the day, so it's reasonable to assume here, Soy Sauce, that these two teams are hot. They are warm. They have warmed up. This is not their first Rocket League game of the day.
Yeah, we'll have to see as we're getting ready to get onto the pitch, and we are underway in the new stadium too. And it's going to be the Tigers in the orange and Kings Park in the blue. An early pressure being applied by the Tigers here, but a demo going to help free up some of that pressure for Kings Park.
Yeah, so that actually getting some physical play in early. This is Zuki here for the Taunton Tigers. A little bit of a different use, a non-meta card usage. Oh my goodness, Potato God. Like Potato Gun right there. 28 seconds into this game number 1. That is perfectly slotted down bottom. Any closer, and I do believe that defender, Death Slayer, would have been able to get to that one.
And Potato God with the Potato Gun snipe of the corner there, right? The far post, angled shot, and just enough speed on it to get it to that angle in the first place. So good early goal here from Kings Park, and that was really their first offensive push, so to be able to capitalize on it early is a very good sign. Death Slayer's in the right spot, but again, just a little too eager to the play, got there too quickly. It ends up paying the price for it. Now it heads the other way, and Kings Park's going to put in a second. T100, like the Terminator, putting another one in.
I think it was T1000 in the movie right here, so T100, perhaps the younger version. Schwarzenegger T1000, crazy stuff. I do really like T100, but especially given that we are staring down the barrel of St. Patrick's Day here in a little bit, I'm gonna go Potato God. With best name in the lobby.
I'm with you on that one. I mean, Potato God too, with the early plays that they've been able to pull off, looking very strong. They might have one from distance here. They're gonna try and follow it up, but they don't need to. Out of nowhere, Potato God with another goal, make that 2 for him out of the 3 scored in the first minute and 8 seconds.
2 already. we said, minute and 8 seconds, relatively early. The Taunton Tigers getting hunted as of right now. We finished game 1 earlier, Pennsbury Palm Beach, relatively one-sided game. That was only a 4-0 at the end. This is some incredibly early scores coming on in for the Kings Park squad. With double commit on defense, and that's going to be Death Slayer and the rest of the Tigers taking advantage of this one. So, hey, we just got a high-scoring game on our hands. Tiger fans, don't be, remorseful, like early.
You see there in that sequence, Death Slayer with the shot, but you saw Potato God kind of in an awkward spot, rotating back to the net, got cut off by his own teammate, and they're not going to give you the time to analyze. T100 just saying, all right, let's get this one back on the road here. The touch comes through, and Death Slayer is there, but he re-angles it onto his own net. Just, again, a little bit of panic setting in, and not the cleanest of touches means that it's a 4-1 lead. Yeah,
so 3-score lead, 3 threes up top, the league of threes. Something like that right here, I don't know. Rapid the noob actually running that one down mid after a decent takeaway. Oh, we're on the new map as well, guys. Very picturesque. I do love it. I'd say it reminds me of Vegas, but that is about 200% more green than you'd be able to see here. The red rocks do ring true, though.
Good centering pass here from Potato God. And Frog Drew not going to be able to do too much with this one out of the corner. Good spot here for the Tigers defense, but they're going to give one up. Shot on, save made, rebound tapped in. That's a hat trick for T100 here. We're still not even past the halfway marker.
Wow, yeah. So maybe a little bit of a runaway right now for Kings Park. 1 mile per hour short of 70. Let you guys deduce that one. Fast one right there, 20 seconds away from halftime. Potato God wins this kickoff. Now actually going to get a big boost in their hands as well. Big pass back to T100. That's a little bit too far right. An easy hit there for Death Slayer. Frog Drew pump the legs to get up to that one. Can't quite. Potato God centering shot. T100. Frog Drew actually going to be happy that they didn't hit that one. Would have sent this back the way they did not want it to go. Back to left corner, Rapid the noob, rotating, getting back towards goal, picking up a little bit of boost on the way as Death Slayer brings this one off the corner. T100 right across the middle. T100 wisely dodging that one. Death Slayer yet again. Defensive stop. Not going to matter when you got Frog Drew.
The speed here from Kings Park, they're just everywhere right now. And it's not just one player like we saw from the previous series, like Unable Lime running rampant. Everyone is around. I mean, Frog Drew, I don't think he even left midfield. I think he just continued to take the corners, circled back and forth, looked for demos, looked for redirects, and eventually off the corner finds his first goal of this series. Fantastic control offensively, and again, that speed ever threatening in a series like this.
Oh, what a takeaway. Can't quite get to it. The Taunton Tigers defense right there. This is a takeaway you really can't see coming. It's like, what, 2/3 pitch? A little more than half pitch, something like that. Crazy stuff. Potato God just kind of flipping up for it. Just want to be in the air when it lands, you know, little style points. We do have the Brazil as well here, folks. 7-1 up top. As a Rocket League caster, I cannot morally fail to mention it, but this one actually goes down in a little bit more of a slide here for the Tigers, unfortunately.
That kick out is just so harsh. Off a kickoff, it goes right to the corner, and then Frog Drew reads it perfectly. And did you see it again? The power shots that are coming through from Kings Park. That ball 70 miles per hour again. They just continue to find these strong touches, and the Tigers maybe not respecting the speed and power that Kings Park is putting to work here.
A little bit of fancy play here for Kings Park across the middle. T100 up to Potato God. That's going to be a stealth clear. Okay. Honestly, it just seems like Kings Park is playing the, hey, if we always have control of ball, we can't really get scored on game. And an 8-1 scoreline, I'd say it's working, soy sauce.
Yeah, much so. Even here along the backboard, you saw 2 players up. Frog Drew looking for the double tap, but That angle is going to be cut off. I believe that was Death Slayer once again getting in front of that ball. But yeah, absolutely, right? The control that this team has and the way that they are approaching, you can see this offense too. It's attacking in numerous ways. They're jumping on the little mistakes, but also their ability to make these infield passes work, their ability to move east to west is just astounding here. Even Frogdrew not able to find that touch, but still not the cleanest of control here for Rapid. They've got to fork this ball to the wall. Infield pass once more for Death Slayer. This one will just kick to the corner, and with under 30 seconds remaining, game one solidly in hand to Kings Park.
Yeah, this one was decided about 60 seconds ago or so, but still Tigers playing to the whistle. Okay? Tigers playing to the whistle and just getting so bloodthirsty when it comes to goals. They're putting them more against themselves, unfortunately. 9-1 here and early. Taunton Tigers not exactly playing like the Taunton Tigers we have come accustomed to here, Soy.
Yeah, unfortunately. And Kings Park able to take full advantage of it, but you know, it is still the opening game of this series. It is a best of 5, so still time to try and battle back in this one, try and regroup. We'll have to see what they can do as, again, Death Slayer really the only player able to really move forward in this series and get something on the board for the Tigers. Rapid had their moments, but couldn't find the cleanest of touches, and Zuki was essentially completely shut down in that series, could not find their way in the rotation. But I think that's just goes to the credit of Kings Park and how well they played in that opening game.
I'd have to agree. This is a complete offensive shutdown right here, Soy Sauce. Now, a 9-1 scoreline is brutal. We've already seen some mild comebacks here just on the day as well. And this series, like you mentioned, is not over. What exactly is it the Taunton Tigers can do here in game number 2 to at least make this a little bit of a closer game?
I think one of the biggest things is that their transition game is very sporadic, right? We saw that Kings Park, again, the ability to convert off of these passes off the wall and turn those into shooting angles, very strong. But when you hit the ball into the wall, it does give you a pretty good read defensively of where to be. So the defense just has got to rotate a little bit faster to try and keep pace and shut down some of these plays, because those passes, those infield passes, while they are dangerous, they are also rather safe and put the ball in a decent spot for the defense to play first.
Yeah, it's such a good thread to follow, little thread to pull on, right? T100 is scoring first here for the Kings Park High School squad. When you look at passes that don't go directly to players and instead utilize the walls, you're looking at a trajectory of ball that is literally twice as long as just an infield pass, right? If you're using the wall to get it there, and that just allows your defense so much more time to get to it. We talk frequently about how defenses, when they're trying to rotate, a solid ball to the ceiling, just send it to the heavens, is going to buy your team at least a couple of seconds of time. Other side, offenses that do that are just wasting time, do that for a reason, just because it's straight up waste time, 4 or 5 seconds, something like this. And that 4 or 5 seconds is just a lifetime within Rocket League when you're talking about setting up defense.
Yeah, it gives you so much time to rotate to wherever you need to be. And the path, right, to be along those boost pads, also why it's so much time in the first place, right? It gives you all the time in the world to collect your boost and then be ready to make the next play in rotation. And early on here, again, Kings Park having that 1-goal lead, very solid, but maybe the Tigers are the push. No, great 50 from Frogdrew, and the follow-up chance just off target. Maybe a shot now for T100. They just send a low beam shot on, but Rapid the Noob with a good save, and he'll win the challenge to get that ball out of harm's way. So already the Tigers working on their ability to clear this ball and move from defense to offense. Strong stuff so far, but they might get backdoored for it here, and guess who? T100 with a double.
T100, a lot of shots, can't be surprised. Third shot on, second goal made in, and Death Slayer, unfortunately. I mean, that was 47 miles an hour. If this is more like 35, we'd still be watching a 1-0 scoreline at right past 3:16 right now. So at this point, I believe it was 4-1, or maybe even 5-1. So this, like we always say, Soy Sauce, market improvement. That's what we're looking for within these EGFH matches. And that is what the Taunton Tigers have shown us in game number 2. Now let's hope that they can hold on to it. Oh my goodness. Wow, Frogdrew cue the Zach Galifianakis hangover meme with him doing calculations in the air. And we got a front row seat to a full, like, the half circle of them rotating across half of this pitch to get that one set up. Frog Drew on the board.
And absolutely the case, right? They calculate that angle and they just realize, hey, all three members are along the goal line here. As long as I go up at this right side, I'm going to have the angle to dunk that ball down into the net, and well read by Frog Drew. And now that lead extends to 3-0. And while things still do look a little rough for the Tigers, again, I like the improvement from game number 1. It feels like they realize, hey, we can't just box ourselves in. We can't collapse on our own net and just let them take these, massive power shots. Let's make them work for it. And here in game number 2, Kings Park, they've had to really stretch the field. They are getting counterattacked for it, but I love the aggressive defense, or at least more aggressive defense that we're seeing from the Tigers as Rapid New makes another goal line save.
Yeah, call that the Savior medal. That's a lot of defensive saves for that player right there. Running it down right side right now. T100 off the left corner. Pace of this game is markedly increased right here by a couple denominations. Death Slayer really getting it done for the defensive side of the Tigers thus far. This is like kind of waiting in the wings to get this one done. Way too high for Frog Drew. Jumped up for this one, but pre-jumped, jumped again. Some boost on the back. T100 should get set up and does!
Whew. The highlight reel play here. And again, T100 on the intercept at midfield. We saw this in game number 1. The ball just barely gets away from the opponents, and T100 able to leap on it, and the control in the air, you saw it, recognizing, hey, if I angle my car this way, I get this double tap, and it's a freebie to go into the net to make it 4-0.
Yeah, so 90 seconds left on this. Enough time for sure, but the Taunton Tigers have just shown us defensive stances pretty much exclusively in this game 2 thus far. Simply taking this one away, having some more offensive opportunities themselves. Be the name of the game if they're going to get this one done and try and bring it back in the last 75.
That one, a dangerous offensive push there from the corner. Thought there might be a Doomsday edition coming, but no dice here. Potato God, looking to redirect that back down, but his teammate's going to follow up. It's Frog Drew, but the shot is just wide, and Tigers will have to regroup here as this ball finds its way into the blue half. And similar to game number 1, right? It feels like Kings Park has just said, let's just keep this ball in positions where the Tigers can't get to it. And that time of possession stat just keeps ticking upward. Maybe the Tigers something here, but Rapid New can't find it. Zuki will clear it away, but it's right to the hood of T100.
We know what T100 can do with this one. Some perfect mid-air dribbling right there and maintain possession until the ball did get down and the shot was actually attempted. Blocked away for right now. 20 seconds to go. I'm hearing thumping on the coffin right now of Tigers game 2 hopes and dreams.
Potato God will shut that play down, and that will do the trick. Time will tick away here. Death Slayer is going to make another save, but that will mean the clock is going to hit 0, and Kings Park, although it was closer, it was still a very solid game 2 here. And this one will eventually touch the ground. I love the 0-time rule. Got to keep it up. Got to get something here, and they will find it. And it's guess who again? T100, 4 out of 5 in game 2.
Well, what can you expect? T100's got like that optics diagnostics, right? They can evaluate threats immediately.
Mm-hmm.
The calculated computer help right there, it seems. T100 really popping off offensively here for the side of Kings Park. Game 3, same question. Based on what we saw here in game number 2, what does Taunton now need to do? The answer earlier was get more of these infield passes, and I think they did, but kind of the precipice to that is simply maintaining more time of possession. I wish we had that TOP counter here within Rocket League. We can kind of extrapolate that from attempted shots, comparison right here, and that was handedly in the way of Kings Park.
Yeah, I think that the biggest thing for Taunton moving forward here is they tried to get more aggressive defensively, but I think they got a little too aggressive. I mean, there were numerous times in that series, right? They try and clear this ball out. You know, the touch just barely gets away from them. Think of the intercept that T100 had at midfield to get goal number 3 or 4 on the board. And even early on in that series, right, the booming clears right back to the backboard of the orange side. So the control, obviously a big factor for the Taunton, as they haven't had too much of it, but also positionally, right? You can't get too far forward. You've got to make sure your rotation and position is in the right spot, because those back doors that we've seen from Kings Park are threatening, and they are the bread and butter right now of how they've been able to extend their lead in this series.
T100 shot wide to the right side. A lot of boost picked up on the way there for the Taunton Tigers. They started this one off on offense, and it's been all defense since, but the brick wall impersonation, right? You shall not pass. Nothing going in right now for the Tigers. Or against the Tigers, I should say. Frog Drew, that'll be a decently centering shot. Zuki beats it down the bottom and stops it. Two Kings Park players in the left opposite corner. Be just kind of getting a little bit of space for themselves to go for it and get an offensive play.
Ooh, what an angle! And Death Slayer, they're able to react and make the save. Good goal line stand there. Like you mentioned, Tigers defense still holding the line, holding strong here. Potato God, that's a giveaway to Death Slayer, and it's on target and in off the post, off the defender, but they'll take it. That's the first lead for Taunton this series.
First lead, second goal overall. Game 1, a 9-1 barn burner. Game 2, an overall stop for the side of Kings Park. Taunton Tigers not enjoyed a lead in this series thus far. That's what they just bought, and early. Well, not early, I guess, really. A minute 15, it just seems early given that, you know, we've seen like 15-second first goals.
Yeah, and again, the pushes offensively from Taunton are few and far between, right? So for them to get the early lead here really can do wonders for their momentum. And the bump on a T100 means this dribble isn't clean. Zuki in a bad spot, though, no boost, and T100 is able to follow up off the back of it. Bit of a miscue here leads to Kings Park tying the game.
Who else but T100? Fantastic stuff right here. Unfortunately, Rapid the Noob, Death Slayer, Zuki all get front row seats to that first goal for the side of Kings Park. Back to the middle we go. Frog Drew winning kickoff right here, picks up a big boost, and now looking to get this one started. Actually loses possession right there and Rapid Noob is be able to get that one down. That was a little dangerous right there, but then the miscoordination between these Tigers squad leads to another run the other way. Frog Drew almost once again in transition as well. Nice takeaway. T100 comes up to this one, spinning, flipping, turning, and twisting. Not going to be enough boost to get that one done.
Good saves as well. Death Slayer and Rapid the Noob have had such key touches defensively, and they're realizing, hey, we've got to be able to press forward and call each other back at times, depending on the scenarios, and maybe a chance here, but T100 able to shut that play down once more. Potato God been rather silent since that opening series, getting that opening goal in game 1. It's been a lot of T100 since then, but maybe now a chance to follow up here. Again, cut off by Zuki. Frog Drew up towards the corner. Good kick out. What an angle off of that corner to help clear that ball away.
And then just possession given on up to T100. I think a Taunton Tigers member was looking for the demo right there. That's a decent angle. T100 knows it, reads it out, and will protect its quarry. 2 minutes. Potato God goes for the big defensive clear. It's not going to come off the hands of Frog Drew either, but T100 does get that one in. Now running it down the middle, pass Potato God inside. Oh my goodness! The flashiest pass play into points that we have seen on stream today.
Oh, wow. And with a defender barreling down at him, he still finds Potato God right down Main Street, dead center, and just barely, that's the fingertips, the nose of the car making contact, and it's enough to beat the last defender. What a beautiful passing play, and Kings Park with a highlight reel-esque goal to take the lead here late in game 3.
close, fast, flip around, fishtail there for T100 as they realized where this one was going. Up and down, wrapping the noob inside, and the third goal here for the Tigers lands. Just the nick of time. A lead there for Kings Park is solved away immediately. Tears and rain here, Soy.
A little bit of an uncharacteristic double commit from Kings Park in that moment, right? Player on the backboard and player on the goal line both go up for that ball. It's the first real double commit that the Tigers have been able to catch out, and they cash in off the back of it, and now we're back to a tied game here with 1:15 on the clock. That one's going to be on target. Potato God makes the save, but Rapid and Death Slayer are in the offensive zone.
Nice takeaway there from Potato God. Frog Drew carrying this one up. Actually off the backboard as well. Potato God continuing the run. Oh my god! T100 intersects between ball and ground. This ball off of that hit is going wide. That is a perfect redirect to go right and slotted perfectly. Any farther to the left, this ball bounces out, and it's still 2-2.
What a recognition there from T100, right? Recognizing that, hey, not only is this ball probably not going to go in, it's probably going to get saved, and he's able to rush over and make that play. But wow, what a bullet from Rapid the Noob. And this offense, it seemingly spawned out of nowhere. Where was this distance strike earlier this series, beating two defenders over their heads?
Yeah, 58 miles an hour. If that's more like 50, you'd have a duo of different Kings Park players that have an honest defensive shot at clearing that ball away. And the one kickoff again until Potato, something to say about it, hit down bottom, bouncing play. That's another big hit, not quite centered, so T100 doesn't have to block this one away, but still going to play it. Now bring it at lost half pitch. Death Slayer down bottom. Frog Drew there, combines with Potato God. Potato God actually gets some pretty good positioning off of this. Little tippy tip right there. T100 waiting in the wings right there. Cue the Jaws music. Doesn't quite decide to strike right then though. And speaking of, that's T100 running it down the side. Uncharacteristic super left side shot here. We're gonna get it down bottom. Bouncing play. Oh no! It's Frog Drew! Again, just kind of waiting to get into the frog stew.
It was a crazy angle though, and this is all set up by T100 and Potato God, right? The pass down to Potato God was clean, uninterrupted, and the angle Potato God finds, who reads that bounce off the post, and now with short time remaining, they got to come up with something here, but the pressure's on defensively. 3 seconds left. Free at the midfield. Shot is on target, but Potato God makes the save. Death Slayer's gonna pop it up. Zuki has to make a touch on this ball. Rapid Noob is there, and he can't get it to the wall. It was so close, but somehow, some way, Kings Park gets the sweep.
That to be fair, and I'm a moron, so take this with a big fat grain of salt, but that looks like that ball actually got onto wall, and the Rapid Noob was going to be able to keep this one aloft, and then, you know, this game, even the series, maybe continues. Who knows? Who knows? We all ask ourselves what could have been, and is one of the curses of humanity, folks. That's what you're going to have to live with here on the day. Kings Park Athletics 3-0 over Taunton High School. That's the Bali Tigers Team 2. Tigers going to be dropping to 2-2. The Kings Park squad improving to 3-1 on the series here, Soy.
Yeah, and a good showing from them overall, right? Solid control through games 1 and 2. Game 3 got scary, but they made the plays at the end of the day. And again, just a complete effort for Taunton. A little bit too little, too late. Felt like they finally found their stride late in that series, but just 1 or 2 mistakes here or there early. Felt like it took them a minute to try and warm up, and just didn't quite come out with the heat that we know that the Tigers can bring.
Yeah, no, seriously, the Taunton Tigers have been on broadcast many different times across the EGFH season thus far and last semester for a reason. This is a squad that can put up points and whatnot. Just didn't really happen on the day until that game number 3. Next matchup, I believe I heard, I think we got like 20 minutes or so. Next 30 minutes, 30 minutes or so. All right. How long is it? 6:30. So we're talking about 1 hour, 1 60-minute hour between right now until the start of the next match. That is, of course, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. I'm FBI Chug, but I'm here with my man Soy Sauce. You guys are looking at a little bit of a longer break. If you enjoyed what you heard, you can catch us over on EGFC. Coming up here, Soy Sauce, I think you're doing a little bit of that today.
Yeah, I've got I think 1 or 2 games, couple Big East conference games, so should be a fun day at EGFC.
Absolutely, folks. For now, a little bit longer break. Plenty of other Rocket League and other esports going on here with the EGFF. Tomorrow will be Overwatch. Friday, I believe, is Valorant. Not 100% sure. You can find out on the website and on the Twitter, of course. Join the Discord as well if you're not in that one, guys, and you're interested to hear when these broadcast times across these various esports are going on down. For now, though, we appreciate you guys watching. We'll catch you on the next one.